Welcome to That SUNNA Feeling, the podcast where beauty meets ambition, hosted by Brandi and Shannelle, the founders of SUNNA.
Here we peel back the layers of the beauty industry, offering insider tips, business strategies, and personal stories that inspire and educate you on the path to success in your spray tanning, teeth whitening, and beauty business.
Whether you're dreaming of launching your own venture, looking to expand your revenue streams, or simply curious about what goes into our products, we're here to guide you each step of the way.
From the fundamentals of picking your very first spray tan machine to building an empire from the ground up.
That SUNNA Feeling is your go-to source for business motivation and knowledge.
Right. So today we're going to talk about something we don't talk about enough because I think organically in our business, teeth whitening just happens. So usually people start with our spray tanning business opportunity. They start with this self-tanner, and then they naturally order our teeth whitening. But I still think we're missing out, just like you are missing out on this business opportunity of talking about it. So today I want to talk about how lucrative teeth whitening can be in your business if you already have an existing business and clientele that are coming to you. So any goal of anyone that owns a business is to increase that checkout amount of that one client. So if we rewind time, and I had started SunnaTan, it had been about 4 years, and all these stores were coming to me and asking me, what service can I add? Because tanning has a slower season, or, you would just want to be able to increase that ticket. And teeth whitening kept coming to mind. I thought of all different beauty services they could do, but teeth whitening just was so complimentary. Tan skin, white teeth. So finally, after doing a lot of research and not wanting to order a product overseas or a product that didn't care about, that your teeth were not going to be sensitive after whitening, we finally found an all-natural Canadian-made teeth whitening product, female-owned, and this is when SunnaSmile was born. Now, I know at the time, Brandi, you were my busiest store, and I remember calling you and saying, Brandi, you have to do SunnaSmile. We're launching in a week. And I want you to tell everyone about your skepticism and also what came out of that skepticism, because I'm sure a lot of listeners right now are feeling that.
Yeah, they can relate to it. First of all, I need to kind of go back and just say that obviously I was a strictly tanning business at that time. I was doing some mobile tanning. I had a mobile tanning artist helping me as well. So it was myself and her, and I was out of my home. So that's important. I did have some dreams to move out of my home. I was in my home. I can't remember how many years, but it was starting to wear on me. And I was like, I wanted a space, but really was not in the place to invest or take that leap. I was like, didn't have the steady stream of income. So I bring that up because that's an important part of my story. And so when Shannelle first told me about SunnaSmile and teeth whitening, my immediate thought is that nobody would come to me because there's a dentist on every corner where I live, and it's a competitive dentist industry, and they're all offering free teeth whitening to get people in the door. So I was like, why would somebody come and pay to get a service by me when they can just get it from their dentist? Right. So that was my first initial reaction. And I thought, well, but what I will do is I'll bring in the home kits. I'll start out with that, Shannelle. I'll humor you. It was in the fall, and Christmas was around the corner. So I thought, okay, I'll just order a couple of home kits, bring that in. And right away, what I did was I contacted one of my good friends who was a local photographer, who was really well connected just with a lot of people. And I often talk about that is finding kind of the influencer in your area that's really the unsuspecting influencer. They're not the people with the most following or are actually getting paid by brands, but it's the people that are just natural connectors and have a big network, but don't usually do this. So I reached out to her and I said, hey, Jen, I've got this home kit. Can I give it to you? Could you snap a photo of yourself? She had a recognizable face. People really trusted her, which I think is so important, right? People are really loyal to what she would say, and people followed her lead. So she did that for me. And I she posted it on her social media. I posted it on my social media. And again, this was just the home kits. This was the home kit. And we took the angle of obviously a Christmas gift and all of that. Anyway, my phone blew up immediately. And I was selling out and it was out of control. Right away, people then were like, well, I want to come in studio, because they saw on the website that was an opportunity at that time. I was sending people back to the SunnaSmile website just to get that information. And they're like, well, wait a minute. I see this professional kit. Like, can I come in? So I was like, oh, geez. So right away, immediately, it didn't take much to set up. That's the beautiful part about SunnaSmile, is that's the best part. It's so easy to integrate. I just needed a chair and really that was it, and a side table. So I went and I got a chair right away, ordered obviously the starter kit with the light, and then the professional kits, and then the online training. Super simple. It's such a simple, easy add-on. And within 2 days, I was booking appointments in studio. And so that's how it started. And my success story is right away within a month, I think it was $8,000 generated just off of SunnaSmile sales. So that was like my, with that cash flow, I mean, that was like, okay, I can get out of my business or out of my home and move my business into a salon space. And that was interesting too, because what I was noticing right away was all of a sudden, like the teeth whitening was being spread and people were having great results and great experiences, sensitivity free, all of these things. And I was then, a whole new clientele was coming in my doors. And so it really attracted like new people. And then they were like, okay, well, interested in tanning. People that I wouldn't expect. Like I did get like a lot more men coming, which was great. Then I was able to, move out of my home as well and then get more set up standard business hours and all of that. So it just really was the catalyst that completely changed my business.
And I think what's cool about what you were saying, you probably know you said it, but it's kind of what our next series of topics will be with teeth whitening, is how easy it is to get started and how you can actually pay off your kit. Like you said, people were calling you wanting to book appointments. So you just bringing it up that you're going to be doing this service, you could actually pay off your starter package before it even gets to your door. And that's easy. A lot of people do that. For those of you that don't know, we have a marketing portal, sunnainsider.com. You put it in your phone and your computer right now. And we have a ton of launch materials on there, marketing materials, photos. You can use those in your emails, your social media. But we usually encourage on our sales calls, like, do that. Try to fill your books before you even order it. It's like a no brainer. And that's exactly what you did. Like you paid it off in like a day.
It didn't take much. Yeah. It was awesome. Big surprise.
So let's talk about some of the unique aspects of SunnaSmile that are a little bit different than things on the market. So obviously we are vegan, all natural, sensitivity free. That's a huge one and something that we really pride ourselves in. Obviously approved, FDA approved, all natural, a registered natural health product. But I think the biggest thing that people actually love about our product is how beautiful the packaging is. So if you've bought some kind of teeth whitening product before, people haven't really invested much into how beautiful the packaging looks. So when you have something on your shelf for clients to come and look at and pick up, and SunnaSmile is beautiful, your client's more likely to ask you about it, pick it up off the shelf. So that's something I think has been a huge selling point for SunnaSmile. Brandi, can you talk about kind of the business in a box, the affiliate program, like the no-brainer stuff, the ongoing support?
Just like Sunnatan, we've really taken the guesswork out of getting started with your business. So our starter packages are complete. You get everything you need to get started, having that, the professional treatments and your light. So everything is there. So when we say business in a box, it's all there. The online training answers all of your questions as well, and walks you through the entire service and the whole entire product line. We also at Sunna have an affiliate program. and recently just launched a co-branded online store option for you. So what's great about that is for those people that want to make online sales on retail products, they can through an online store that is co-branded with both themselves and Sunna, so your own business or your own personal brand. And it's a place for you to advertise these products for sale. And then we take care of all the work at Sunna and ship those products out all across North America, and you earn commission on those sales. So that is a great opportunity for you, especially with now in the social sharing online with social media. And here we are. We hear this a lot because a lot of our clients and our salons and spas and wholesalers, they will post things on social media, and then people will obviously contact them and say, hey, where can I buy this? Like I live out of town, or I'm, located halfway across the country. So that's been really successful. And so that's just another thing that Sunna has available to you as well. And then Shannelle also brought up the Sunna Insider, which has all those marketing materials that you have access to. So
now you've bought your SunnaSmile kit, you're excited. Now, how are you going to market it? How are you going to make this? Obviously Brandi has a great story. She was, was overnight success for her, but that might not be the case for everyone. And like everything, you need to talk about it. And that's the biggest thing with SunnaSmile, and any teeth whitening that you would add to your business is talking about it. So if you already do a service, whether you're a hairdresser, a nail tech, you do lashes, microblading. I mean, this is for everyone. When I had my full service beauty boutique, we would have people with foils in their hair under the hair dryer, and then they would be doing their teeth whitening, and then they'd be getting a pedicure and they'd be getting their teeth whitened at the same time. So it really, because it's so mobile, you can do it. If you buy the floor light, it's so mobile that you can do it for your client literally anywhere. So you can get really creative, which is fun. But it is the easiest add-on. So if someone books a tan with you, for example, you just take, let's say you have 10 clients in your book that night. If you ask every single one to add a teeth whitening, and I know you did this, and I know your success rate was really high. So let's say your success rate was 50%. Everyone, they said yes. Even at 25%, it's huge. Because you're making profit margins of about $100 an hour on this service. 20 to 30 minutes, you're making an average profit margin of $100. So just by adding it to even a few clients a night, that's huge.
yeah, you talk about like obviously my success story, and yeah, right away it was great, but then it's like, okay, I tapped out of that one specific kind of market and area. And then I was like, okay, I need to kind of work at it. And that was the next step that I needed to do, is just simply, okay, those customers that were coming in for tans, all I would need to do is just ask them and say, hey, I have, an extra 20 minutes here. What most girls do, what most people do is add on teeth whitening. And and depending, like, I think when I first introduced it, I did do a discount, right? And saying, hey, I've got this new service, and really played it up on that way. And I have some time and I'd love to give it to you for, it was like whatever the regular price was and $20 off or whatnot. And then, like I said, like lots of people took advantage of that. And so all you have to do is just ask that question.
Yeah. And give some kind of incentive. And it's really a no-brainer. Everybody is always talking about how they need to whiten their teeth, right? We also give 100% satisfaction guarantee. So this is something that we're able to give because we honestly don't get many people complain that A, they didn't get results, and B, they're sensitive or have issues. So this is something that you can offer and stand behind the product and feel really good about. Listen, yes, I want to let you know we have 100% satisfaction guarantee. So if you don't see any results, you don't lift more than 2 shades, then, your money back. And same with sensitivity. So if they started and for whatever reason their enamel is, compromised and they're having sensitivity, you would stop treatment right there, not charge them, and we would refund you back for that kit. That's something that you can stand behind also, right? Okay, so let's talk about our training and overcoming intimidation with the whole whitening someone's teeth, which comes up a lot. Obviously, we have our training that's really going to make you feel comfortable about selling the service, what's in the product you're using, guiding the client through. But what makes this different is it's self-administered. So you are not touching the client. How did you feel about that in your studio? Like you were offering a service, but you're not touching the client, but you still want them to feel like they're getting this 5-star experience.
I love that question because we get that a lot, right? Because it's really hard for people to understand, well, how is this a service then if I'm not touching the client's mouth or whatnot, right? But it's really about, and that's what we teach you in the online training is creating an experience. Like how do you create that experience? And we teach you and we show you, and it's the little things that you do, right? It's walking your client through. You are the expert. You know the whole process. It's explaining what's going to happen next, what they're going to be doing, what they can expect for a result, all of these types of things. And that's really how you create that experience. Of course, you're going to be checking in on your customer. You're going to be educating your customer. So that is still a big part of the experience. And then, yeah, on our kits and everything, we have instructions there. So the client can even look at it and read it. I mean, usually, our SunnaSmile specialists, they know this by like the back of their hand. So they're really just walking that client through it. So yeah, at first it's like, okay, how does this work? But once you do it, it's such a breeze and it's amazing. And I find that, like we've experienced too, like reception, we find like a lot of receptionists will be the ones that are teeth whitening. Not necessarily a service provider, like in a busy salon. Sometimes like that's the reception's job because they can kind of come and go and check on their customer, but they can still answer the phone, and it's like multitasking, right?
Yeah. It's like if you treat it like almost like a retail product that you have, that's just a great upsell is really what SunnaSmile is. Because you also don't need to stay in the room the whole entire time with the client. You just want to constantly check on your client. Do you think we covered everything? Is there anything that you think we didn't cover? Any other business tips?
Well, what I love about SunnaSmile is compared to tanning is that it's not messy. Um, in the sense of spray tanning is more labor intensive. You're cleaning and all of that. And with the teeth whitening, there's none of that, right? Super, super simple. And I loved it. Like I mentioned before, even having like reception, taking on a client in a busy salon, even yourself as a solo esthetician, a solopreneur, there you are. What you can do is use that time to catch up on messages, clean up for, your tanning room for your next appointment. So it was a great way to be efficient with your time. So, and you would tan or you would do the teeth whitening first and then the tan next. And so if you had back-to-back clients, you could use that time while your one client is teeth whitening to go clean up and prepare for your next client, send messages, open the door. Like I know for myself, and those people that are by themselves and solo, like you usually have the door locked at the front or your home or whatnot. So you have to kind of manage all your time. And what was great about SunnaSmile is that I had this buffer and I was still making money. Right? I still had the chair filled. And so that's a big tip I have for you. I love it for that. So,
and if you want to go big or go home right away, is get 2 teeth whitening lights, and you can do bring a friend. So you can bring a friend, bring a partner, whatever it might be, and you just stagger them 5 minutes, and you can double your revenue in that like 30-minute period and offer them both a discount. So that's something too that I know we were really successful with bridal parties, couples, all of that. So that's something to also consider. So if you think this is something that, you want to add to your business, something we always encourage you to do is test your audience. Like do a poll on your social media page right now. Just put it on, go to our insider, get a couple teaser photos and take a poll and see. And this will tell you pretty quick if your audience would love something like this from you. And we also have a special discount if this is something that you want to add to your business. You can go on our website under starter packages, so SunnaPro.com, and use promo code Let's Go, LETSGO. We'll put it in the show notes too. And you can save
Let's Go 10. We're going to do Let's Go 10.
Let's go and save 10% on your starter package.
Thanks so much for listening, guys. And all of your comments and questions. have been amazing. Don't forget to subscribe on the podcast platform that you're on. We would love your reviews. Big shout out to Lindsay, who gave us a 5-star review and made a great comment there. We really appreciate all that. And again, do not forget to go to our website, sunnapro.com. It'll be in the show notes below here. And send us your questions, send us your comments, give us some feedback on future content that we can talk about in future. And until next time, stay golden.